For the past couple of days, I was influenced by influencers, and in the process, I lost myself. And you might be wondering, yeah, isn't the role of an influencer to influence? And so I thought, and then it dawned upon me that influencers' job is to influence. But then I stopped and asked myself, what is the influence? Is the influence a positive thing or a negative thing? Because either way, it is still going to be influence. As long as they are able to shift the needle within someone, then that they are being influenced, right? And I found myself to be influenced over the past couple of days, and I'll elaborate exactly on what happened. And those who are born into this world either become who they are or they become who they think they are. And what I mean with this is that each and every single one of us has a seed deep inside of us, and that seed is who we are. And we all are different from one another, and either one, we nourish that seed and flourish and become what that seed is, or that seed never get flourished and we are going to be flourishing others people's seeds and garden, to put it that way. But our garden are never treated. Now, how did I become influenced by influencers? And it kind of sounds paradoxical, but I was swayed. And I was swayed in a way that I didn't expect it to sway me. And I didn't catch myself that I was swayed when I was deep into the process. And I lost a sense of who I was because I'm in such a vulnerable position right now where I'm trying to grow my financial aspect to my life. And so I went on to the internet and I kind of looked for advice from other people. And I came across this young entrepreneur where he's like 23 years old, and then he has achieved a massive amount of wealth. And then it kind of got to me, it got me questioning, like, okay, so he's 23 and I'm 29, and financially speaking, he is light years ahead of me. And I'm not even working on my financial sides until like I'm 29. Up until this point, I've been kind of like just floating by, go with the flow, where life takes me. I have not been able to accumulate wealth in a way that I'm beyond where I'm supposed to be, to put it that way. I'm not ahead of the game. I'm just in the game. So I'm at a point where I'm embarking on a journey to seek for my financial freedom, to reach a certain point where I don't have to scrape my time for a dime. And embarking on this journey, I am just as a new beginner. So being a new beginner in this journey, I feel very vulnerable and gullible to what is being said out there. So for the past couple of days, I've been kind of searching the internet, and I found a guy, and I kind of listened to everything he said. And I became a sheep and kind of took his advice and took his word for like the truth. And that made me kind of lose myself in the process because I kind of lost track of who I was, who I am. I doubted myself. I began to question who I was in the whole process. And it took me down a path where I didn't feel that well because I was questioning whether or not I was doing the right thing in the world. And then it made me question, are my beliefs real? Like, are my beliefs on track with the truth? Or am I being like willy-nilly fantasy land? And so I kind of questioned myself that what his word or his words are more true than mine because he is in a position where I am not. Therefore, where I am at and my beliefs have brought me to where I am for a reason. And my beliefs brought me exactly to where I am because of what I believe and what I've done. And so far, financially speaking, I haven't done as impressive of a job as he has. So here I am thinking to myself, okay, so if I can put my mind and soul into something, I know I can get it, right? I know that. So I thought to myself, okay, so if I put my mind and soul into this, I can become a millionaire. And then I thought to myself, like, why, if this is a thing, shouldn't he be an inspiration, motivation? Shouldn't I feel like a burning sensation deep inside of me, like, wow, he's 23, he did it, then that means I can do it, right? But rather, it was the opposite. Like, I didn't feel this burning sensation of motivation, but rather I felt like, why do I feel incapable of doing this? Why do I feel like there's a voice inside of me that says, like, what are you thinking? Like, what are you doing? And I began to question that voice inside of me and this feeling that, are you mad? Like, why are you embarking on this journey? Why do you want this? And I thought to myself, yeah, why do I want this? And because I'm currently seeking for my financial freedom, so what he has is what I want, right? So while being in the middle of this, I was so sucked into wanting this so bad that I kind of felt so behind and felt bad about myself because I'm not in a position where I can be where he is, and do I have what it takes to get there? And so the reflection stage began the day after. So a couple of days passed, and I began to reflect on myself in a sense of who I am, who I was, and is this me? Is this something that I would do? And who is I? Like, is the concept of who my image of myself right now, is that just a bunch of programming and a bunch of beliefs that I've built over time? And is it true? Are those genuine? Like, is that my seed that I want to bloom from? Or is that something that I just think that I am, that I want to become? So how genuine do I want this? So I began to kind of peel the layers off and think to myself, like, okay, like, how genuine is this feeling? Why do I want to become that? And it always came back to the financial freedom. I wanted the financial freedom. But then I began to wonder, okay, so I want that. And then I kind of compare myself to the person, right? He has a high tolerance for stress, and he was raised in a certain way. Was I raised in that way? Do I have what it takes? And I went down this rabbit hole of just comparing myself. And I began to ask myself, am I the right person to do this? Like, does this align with how I am, what I do? So it took me into a wild rabbit hole where I kind of lost entirely a sense of who I was, and I was so hyper-focused on this becoming financially free that I was almost willing to just shed my skin, throw away my seed, and do what it takes to get there. But then, if I did that, then who am I? Who am I as a person? Who am I that is born into this world? Because every single individual in this world have a unique seed within them that they become who they are. And what I mean with this is that imagine two families, or our parents, they have a whole generation of trees behind them, right? Family tree. The mother, the father, both had two generational evolution that's been passed down over thousands of years on both sides, not just one side, but two sides passed down, and that creates one, which is us. And that one person inherits a huge amount of knowledge and evolutionary growth over that period of time to create the one person. Now, to say that that person is not unique in their own way is absurd. So each and every single person has their own unique seed within them. So I began to challenge this thought, and I thought to myself, okay, so do I have what it takes to become a multimillionaire? And I thought to myself, well, anyone does. Anyone can become a millionaire as long as they put their mind and soul into it, right? And then it kind of got me thinking, okay, so if I can become anything that I want, and as long as I put my mind and soul into it, can I become the president? And that is no. Can I become the world leader of China? And that is a no, because there is a bunch of requirements in order to do that, and there are limitations to what I can and cannot do. So I kind of thought to myself, okay, in that sense, so let's play this theory out, okay? If I can become anything that I want, let's play this out. Let's say I tell a coconut tree that, hey, you can become a pine tree if you believe it. And if you put your heart and mind and soul into it, you can become a pine tree. And the coconut says, okay, yes, I'll put my heart and soul into this and I'll become a pine tree. So it spends the next 40 years of its life thinking that it will become a pine tree. And once the time has come, the test of reality comes, and the coconut trees are put into a colder environment where it snows, and instantly it dies. That is reality comes and hits, because through evolution, a coconut tree becomes who it is. And it is unique in its own way, and it survives and thrives exactly how it was built. And in the same way, a pine tree, through evolutions, grows, and it evolves to thrive in a cold climate. In the same way, a cactus will evolve and thrive in a hot climate. So in that sense, I kind of took a step back to my thought process and thought to myself, okay, so if money is where I want to go, if financial freedom is what I want to achieve, now I didn't question myself of what does financial freedom mean? How much do I need to be financially free? Because one side of it, I am kind of financially free because I live in a third world country. I have enough savings to last me for years. So technically, I am financially free. The freedom. I just can't travel and do all these lavish things. But have I defined my financial freedom? And then I took a step back and thought again. I was like, okay, maybe I was just so lost into the world of lavishness. Do I need 10 million a year in order to feel like I have financial freedom? Like, how much do I need to be financially free? Like, what are the things that I want to feel, let's say, I have enough? Because I know personally, deep inside, that the more I need, the further it gets. The further the gap becomes for me to close that need. So, the more I feel like I need, the bigger I need to work for it. So I'm the kind of person that would want to work the smartest, not the hardest. And enough for me, I feel like the less I have, the more I have. That is what I feel like is important to me. I don't want to climb a mountain in order to feel happy. I just want to wake up and feel happy. So that's the kind of person that I am. So thinking to myself again, I had to take a step back and define myself. Okay, what is my peak? What is my mountain? What is the mountain that I want to climb? And then suddenly I caught myself deep in this rabbit hole that that I didn't even pay attention to. I just kind of got sucked into it because I was so vulnerable into achieving my financial freedom. So looking at someone who had all this financial freedom, so I thought, and then I started doing some digging, and I learned that this person deals with a tremendous amount of stress because $1 million has $1 million responsibilities. $10 million has $10 million responsibilities. $1 billion has $1 billion responsibilities. If you have $0, you have zero responsibilities. So I thought to myself, okay, am I the person who wants a lot of responsibilities? Am I the person that's kind of like the overseer, the protector, the caretaker? And no, I am not the person who seeks to take on responsibilities. I don't want to be responsible for a lot of things. I want to just live a simple life and not be involved, but also be involved. So in a way, I want to just to live a tranquil life, somewhere quiet and peaceful, and go on with my life. I don't want to try to conquer the world. These are not important things that I feel like I need. So suddenly I caught myself back again on my feet, thinking to myself, okay, so what is the things that I feel like it is important? And I thought to myself, okay, so financial freedom is a goal that I want